Greetings. This is a weird guy. Go by Bradley, and Bradley's my name too. And this is my channel, and it is called The Story of Bradley. And I'll quit acting weird right now. So we need to recap, or should I say this would be like number 3 in a series of videos. It starts with my DMT experience. It's a long video, it's like 40 minutes, but like the first 20 minutes is like a background on my like psychedelic experiences and stuff. And about 20 minutes in is when the DMT trip starts. So yeah, watch that one first and then the other one second and this one third. But I can recap real quick. Smoke some, well, okay, so seasoned psychonaut. I don't hallucinate bullshit. I can detach my ego and psyche from my trips, and I've been doing so forever. And smoke some DMT, and whoop. So yeah, I wasn't expecting what happened when I smoked that DMT. Basically, smoked DMT, had a very atypical experience. Looked nothing like the trip simulation stuff that you can see on YouTube. Nothing like that. Saw esoteric symbols. First one being a hexagram. It was all gilded gold, and then there was like these slot tabernacle things, and then I saw a vision of my daughter, and then a girl that I don't know that works at the smoke shop, and then was told to tell her everything. And then I saw a pyramid, the Egyptian style pyramid. And then I saw a flying saucer with a bunch of esoteric, well, not a bunch, but a ring of esoteric symbols around the middle part of it. And somehow I was told that that's how it works. They're like spells or something. And then was explained that the pyramids are some type of like beacon or like spiritual like barometer, and they are still working. And that was before I knew about any of that tunnel stuff. Always been scientifically minded, and was not interested in any like esoteric stuff at all. Anyway, so yeah, smoked that DMT. All that crazy shit happened. Oh yeah, I forgot some of the other parts. Yeah, smoked the DMT, saw that flying saucer shit, and then after that, I saw a cactus, a San Pedro cactus stalk in a desert sky, cloudless blue sky, uh, eclipsing a sun, and just super realistic look. There's no like psychedelic look to any of this. It was all, uh, yeah, very atypical. And then I tried to figure out. Well, I went to the park where I usually go and meditate and pray and trip on mushrooms. And my mushroom trip was way different. And then yeah, basically I had to download. I saw this holographic snake, this beautiful holographic snake come out of the granite and present me a fruit. Crazy. And then yeah, the fruit, and then there was like a pyramid, a Mayan pyramid this time, shooting red and pink light up into the air. It was crazy. And yeah, I had it like this download, like and then as I was trying to kind of figure out what just happened, and I'm just like chilling, sitting back, yeah, I was told that that there's going to be a miracle on the rock, show up in a week, be there at 11 o'clock for the miracle on the rock. And as soon as that happened, just esoteric symbols everywhere in nature, everywhere. They're all perfect esoteric symbols. And yeah, that was a pretty profound experience. Um, yeah, and then I wasn't sure if it was my ego or not, if I was making this up, but like something told me that I should fast, not the whole week, like, come back in a week, be there 11 o'clock, fast, but like what I mean by fast was just eat very little and just one meal a day. And then I fasted, of course, the night before. Um, but yeah, something told me I was like I was supposed to do that. I'm not sure if that's my ego or not, so I'm not sure about that one. But I did that, and yeah, I tried to stay. Oh yeah, and also I'm not sure if this was my ego or not, but uh, something made me feel that it would be appropriate to stay in like a meditative state and not take any mushrooms for a week at all, and try to stay in that higher vibrational state. And I did. Uh, yeah, I did. Yeah. So yeah. So along comes a miracle day. A week after, and supposed to be on the rock meditating at 11. So I get there at 10. And yeah, just my normal procedure, eat my mushrooms, and then I go sit on my special rock over there where I found this like energy vortex. Yeah, as I'm coming up, uh, it's a bit larger dose. A couple different strains of mushrooms I took that day. Took some penis envy and golden teachers combined, and yeah, I'm tripping on that rock, tripping on that rock, and I do my meditative thing, and I detach my psyche, lose all train of thought, and just yeah, and surrender. And then what I do is, I close my eyes, and then I look around in my surroundings, and then I go inward, meditate, and then I look around, and it's kind of like sticking your head underwater and coming back up, sticking your head underwater, coming back up, and doing that somehow excites the experience I found. So I'm doing that, and I'm connecting to source really well. And again, I noticed my trips are looking a little different. Ever since I took that DMT, my trips are looking a little different. The best way I could describe it is kind of like Mayan blocky looking, with maybe like see some swirls, like Mayan block swirls here and there, but you can't really put your finger on it. It's hard to describe. Um, yeah, so I'm connecting to source very well, and I see these five kids, and they've got to be like a year apart, and they're all lined up in like this tube centipede. Um, and they're having a great time. Probably ages, I would guess, like maybe like 7 and up, and big smile. They're all blonde, and they look. You can tell they're like totally related. And I'm just being a parent. I'm just curious. Who would have five kids and what kind of people they are and stuff. And so I look back, and I see a family group up there, and I just looked back, and then I shrugged to myself, and I was like, "Oh, Mennonites." And I was like, Mennonites. I've never heard that word before ever in my entire life. So I'm like, where'd that come from? So I pull out my phone, and I look it up, and it says it's some type of Baptist Christianity sect, and they're peaceful people, simple people, kind of old fashioned or something like that. So, I just skim over it and I'm like, I have never heard this word before. Where in the hell did that word come from? I just looked over and I was like, oh, Mennonites. So, yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck? Is this the miracle? Am I like somehow like tapping into something? Um, and I get up and I kind of pace around, walk around for a while. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this. I know I've never heard that word. I don't know where it came from. So this must be something to do with the miracle. So I've got to go talk to these strangers tripping balls and ask them what their religion is. My motherfucking phone died. So where were we? Okay, so tripping balls. And I've got to devise a plan to talk to these strangers and figure out what religion they are. So yeah, I'm pacing kind of back and forth to the bathroom, back down a few times, uh, build up enough nerve, get close to them, and then detour off to the left. And I'm like, ah, shit, man, how am I going to do this? I don't know what I'm going to do. Man, I don't know. Just start talking about the kids or something. So I go kind of back up to the water and I sit down and I'm trying to devise a plan. And the father comes walking by and I'm like, ah, shit, it's now or never. And I'm like, are those all your kids, all five of those? And he's like, oh, no, man, just so and so and so and so's mine. The rest are so and so and so and so's. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. Can I ask you a personal question? He's like, sure. And I said, I had to explain it, I said, I'm on a spiritual journey, which wasn't a lie. And you guys just look like such a, peaceful, happy family. Could you tell me what religion you are? And he's like, oh, we're Christian. And I'm like, oh yeah, what? Just Christian, not a like Baptist or anything. He's like, no, we're just Christian, non-denominational. And I pressed him a few more times, and so just Christian, yep, just Christian, man. And somehow that conversation turned into this really deep, beautiful conversation about God and religion, and if each one of these religions are praying to a different God, or what's going on here. And his opinion was that it's just one God. We're all praying to one God, and what the problem is the dogma. And yeah, I full-heartedly agree with that. But yeah, we talked for a little bit, and I'm like, it's really hard for me to approach people like this. I have social anxiety. And he's like, oh yeah, that's funny, me too. And yeah, we had a great conversation. And yeah, the beauty of that conversation with the religion and there being one God was great. And but we said our goodbyes, and he starts heading off, and I look down and I'm sitting on this big granite rock, and I feel a little defeated at the same time. So I grab my backpack and I start walking over there towards my other rock, and decide to sit down right up on that cypress, that big cypress tree. And And I'm sitting there and I'm trying to figure out what just happened and what went wrong. And I start meditating a little bit. And I would say maybe 5, 10 minutes later, I look out and I see his son out there, and uh, he's pointing over at me. I'm sure asking what uh, his dad and I were talking about. His dad puts his arm around him, and I'm sure he explained what we talked about, and that may have started his spiritual journey, and that was a beautiful thing uh, to say to see. And one thing, as I was walking off, I noticed too, there must have been other people that were listening to that conversation, because as I'm walking off, I just kind of hear someone say to someone else, "I don't know, seems like a nice guy." So conversations like we had in spiritual journeys, I hope it spreads like a virus. Um, and seeing that with his son was so beautiful. I started crying, and that's when I had a vision. It was in the trees on the other side of the river, and I knew exactly what it was. I saw a Mayan pyramid, and then I saw an intricate stone disc, and then I saw my past life. I was a woman. Um, I was a Mayan priestess, and I saw myself at the same age as I am now. I was wearing like these long red robes, kind of, and there was 4 women behind me, like in a square pattern, and we were walking in unison, uh, a cadence into this beautiful garden. Um, and there were no words or anything. I didn't hear anything, but I knew exactly what it was. Exactly what it was. Um, and that was a miracle. I would have never talked to him if that word didn't pop in my head. And I think in me doing so, uh, I was rewarded with me seeing my past life. Um, so yeah, I think in doing so, I was rewarded by taking the courage and starting that conversation, and that conversation leading to what it was. Um, that's a miracle, especially with the son. That could have started his spiritual journey. He may never forget that. Um, and I think I was basically rewarded with that deed, um, and God showed me my past life. I believe that when our body dies. I believe that our soul never dies, but I believe when our body dies, we're reincarnated um, back on this earth, and that continues up until you have become a certain type of person. Once you achieve what God wants you to achieve, then you move on to the next level, whatever that is. I don't know, but I believe that she had that choice, and she decided to come back, and that's very humbling. She came back for a reason. And the least I can do is just tell my story. When I saw that vision of my past life, it was so realistic, and I just knew instantly. I knew in my heart exactly what it was, and it all makes sense now. You know, the San Pedro cactus. Me always having, I've always had an easy time on psychedelics. It's because she did all the hard work. She was clear, and she chose to come back, and that's me. Um, After I saw that vision, I looked down, and let me just say this first. After those two profound experiences with those esoteric symbols, I did a lot of research on the esoteric symbols. And after I had that vision of my past life, I looked down, and I was sitting in a bed of beautiful black and gold snakes, and that probably would have scared the shit out of me if I didn't do that research, and that I knew that the snake represented wisdom. And I've noticed now, whenever she comes around, the snake comes out. Yeah, crazy, right? So shit gets even crazier. I got kind of thrown for a loop on my spiritual journey, and we'll talk about that in the next video. And also, I'm gonna tell a secret about myself that I may have told maybe one person, maybe two, in my entire life. So stay tuned for that. It gets crazy, and it's all true. So yeah, pretty profound experience. And I feel blessed and not worthy at the same time. I'm different since this happened. Um, I can feel her, and it's a good thing. Yep. So, humans of the earth, we are all one. Love one another.